a lot of the customers that left were like old customers that I knew. So then, let's see, hired Uriel. And Uriel, I'm paying Uriel 30, but I put an ad on Indeed. I said, experienced landscaping master. That was my job title. Paid him $30 an hour. Wonderful. Completely changed the game. So I put him on a crew with a $20 an hour guy. And finally, they can actually make money. So, okay, so recently, I've been doing Copilot. I'm very happy. A lot of people aren't very happy. The Facebook group makes me depressed. I don't know. I'm like, this is awful. But then I'm like, no, this is actually fun. So the time tracking, the pictures, everything is beautiful. So 60 to 70% efficiency. I'm paying them, or I'm charging $70 an hour for labor. They're hitting 60 to 70% efficiency, which isn't great. But so like last Thursday, they had 72% efficiency, which was the best we had in a while. So they brought in like $1,100 an 11-hour day. Actually profitable, but comparatively a lot better. All right, that's a mouthful.
Very good. Cool. So what are you doing in terms of monthly revenue? Like, what is May looking like?
We're right at 30,000.
Got it. Okay. And then is most of your day still spent in the field?
No. So right. So basically, I was in school full time, so I'm not in the field at all.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so you really needed that person, Uriel, to have the experience and be able to run without you.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right, cool. What can I help with?
Okay. So I'm also deciding I'm pretty like, I'm into school. I really like I'm going into engineering next year. I like the math and the science. And so I'm trying to decide what I'm trying to do. So there's kind of four main paths I'm thinking of. One, like between like 100% business and then like 100% school. So the most business would be like take a gap year or two, go all in on the business, and then try to get some solid financial footing for like the rest of my life. One step below that is like doing night classes at community college, try to get credits while I'm still growing the company. One step below that or whatever is like, so I'm renting. My neighbors are crazy. I was running it out of my house. They called the cops. Well, once I started getting employees, they called the cops. And so I found a shop space, renting a shop space. And now every time I walk out the door with my uniform on, they video me. So they have like hundreds of videos of me. They send it to the township. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
And then I won like our school gives has an award. And so I won this award. And so all the people from the township were at the award. They gave me the award, but the neighbors are still complaining. So the people are complaining too. Where like that was pretty funny. Anyway, and then one step below that is actually like selling everything. So I'm talking to a couple people. Also, I'm wondering what your thoughts on how much like this would be worth for selling, or what do you think the best?
Right. Okay, cool. And what do you want to do? Do you want to go kind of full into the school thing? Like, where's your head at currently between those four things?
I don't know. So then basically like the next 10 weeks, I just want to work on this as much as possible. Mm-hmm. And then, but what I want to do after that, I don't know. Right now I'm thinking pretty much either. So that's what I was going to say. The person I'm renting space with, he owns an excavation company, and he was talking about potentially like partnering with me like 50-50, and he can run it. Basically what I've been doing, just running it while I'm in school.
My concern is if you take a gap year and grow the business for say 2 years and you grow it significantly, you're going to be still pouring all the money back in over the course of 2 years. It's going to grow it to say 60, 70,000 a month in revenue. Yeah. And then you're going to now be faced with the fact that if you're going to leave the business, you will need an experienced general manager. You'll need a lot of systems in place for it to run without you, because there'll be multiple employees, lots of trucks, lots of moving parts.
Yeah.
So I would say either A, you really raise rates and keep it where one or two people can manage it, and then you can manage it from afar. Realistically, you're going to need 5 years to make it sizable, like 800,000 plus, and sellable and super profitable, right? Mm-hmm. And so, especially if you're growing, like if you did say, 250, 500,000, 800,000, $1 million, we're still looking at 4 or 5 years from now. And at that size, at that pace of growth, you're not going to be profitable. Like all the money's going to be going back into the business. And so you'd have a really big business. Then you'd have to make it profitable for a few years before you could sell it. Because most people aren't going to want to buy anything outside of just the contact list and the assets if there's not track record of predictable profits for like at least 3 years, because you can't get a loan on it otherwise.
Yeah, dude. So 2 years isn't really a thing. Like, sorry.
Well, you can. It just, to think that you're going to grow it and be really profitable. It's just a matter of like, if you're going to leave it after 2 years, it's going to be harder to manage after 2 years because it's going to be way bigger.
Yeah. Okay. It's not going to be easier.
What you could do though is say, okay, you have 2 trucks right now or 1?
2 trucks.
So if you say, hey, I'm going to stay with 2 trucks, I'm going to have 2 employees. I'm going to give Uriel like a 40% or 30% profit share. I don't know how good he is, or someone like him that can manage the actual work itself. And the only thing you're doing from afar is routing, scheduling, and billing, right? That could work. But then I would be saying, hey, let's determine how many customers we can serve. And right when we hit that, we are raising prices.
Okay.
So then we actually become profitable instead of growing, and just pouring money back in the business. We need to actually get some distributions.
Okay. So I have like a relatively low, like small company, and really high percentage go into the guys. That might work.
Yeah, you could say, okay, I'm going to give 20%. I'm going to give 10% to one employee, and I'm going to give 25 or 30% to the other employee. They're going to be your boots on the ground when things break. Everything they're going to have to manage for you.
Yeah.
You're really just going to be running it from afar, and you're going to want to make it profitable for their sake. So there's incentive, but also for the sake that like you want to have distributions. You can't have it burning a hole in your pocket while you're in school.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would optimize like this year for straight profit.
Okay. So I have one 2 trucks, 1 trailer, and 2 mowers. So I'm thinking like, do I want to get a second trailer, and then so we can get, because right now we have one truck that's mowing with the trailer, and the other just does like small property cleanups and mulch jobs without a trailer. But I have 2 mowers, so I could, if I get another, or like a ramp rack or a trailer, then I can have two like mowing crews. Or like split up the mowing and have 2.
Like I'd probably do a ramp rack. That way you can still use it for little projects if needs be, but it can also be used for mowing. It's a little more versatile. But you only are going to have 2 employees and they're doing a project. It's likely they're going to go together anyways, right?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with like having 2 trucks though, because if one goes down and you're out of town, it's nice to, hey, just hop into the truck and it'll work for both. You just want them to be interchangeable. So it's not like if one goes down, you can't do projects, or one goes down, you can't do mowing. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That sounds beautiful.
The thing is, even if you decide like you wanted to stay and keep growing, there's like, you're never going to regret raising prices and making it profitable, especially after last year where you lost money.
Yeah.
Like at 60 to 7% efficiency, you're not going to make great profit. Like they need to be above 70%, which it sounds like they're trending that direction. I happen to believe that if they get a piece of all the profits, they'll be really motivated. And as you raise prices, the profits will increase and they'll be more motivated.
Yeah. And so the one thing, so I had a couple of weeks in the spring where it was just like the quality was really, really bad. If I raised prices right then, I feel like a lot of people would leave. How much of a buffer do you think you need after going through a period like that where people kind of forget?
It all comes down to if you're at capacity. Like, are you at capacity right now? Like, are you bursting at the seams with customers or not?
Right now with they have to go into overtime for mowing. And we're still getting new mowing customers.
Then you're at capacity. At which point it does not matter about any other factor. You just raise prices.
Okay. So, but if I get the ramp rack, then that'll dramatically increase the capacity.
Like I wouldn't say dramatically, because you're still having the same number of labor hours. It's just a matter if they're going to be a little more efficient because they'll be split up. But if you're getting more customers right now being added, like let's say a couple a week, you're getting added new.
Yeah. I've gotten like 6 or 7 in the past 4 days, 5 days. So my Google business listing has been like, okay, for anybody watching this, the Google business listing is overpowered. I got 60 Google reviews, and we got like past couple months, like 5 people a day, like 5 people per weekday reaching out. And it's wild, and 0 ad spend.
So what I would recommend is like, if they're already working overtime, even if you get the ramp rack, it's going to bring them back out of overtime. But we know we're adding 4 or 5 a week. So like, especially while we still have a few more weeks of spring rush, raise the prices now.
Okay.
Immediately. How many mowing customers do you have?
We have 97 recurring. So some are biweekly. It ends up being like 80 a week.
Ultimately, if you raise prices, you raise them all by at least 15, 20% at least. You might lose 5 or 10 customers. You're going to replace them all in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you raise them all by 15 or 20%, you're literally going to bring an extra $4,000 to the bottom line.
The thing that like you have to balance, right, is like the higher I raise the price, like let's say I lose customers, it's going to decrease their route density. And then if I'm doing
No, because you're getting so many new ones all the time. Like we forget that we're getting new ones all the time. And right now, any new customer you're getting, you're not profitable because they're going to have to go more into overtime to do that job.
Yeah.
So we need to lose some customers or increase capacity. Yes, getting the ramp rack and having a second truck, that'll help. But that's like 3 weeks out by the time you get it here, set it up, and all the rest of it.
Okay.
You're going to need it in 3 weeks anyways because you're getting all these new mowing customers. So raise the prices, immediately make yourself more profitable, lose some customers, and then in 3 weeks, you will have already filled all of those customers that left with new customers, and you'll be needing the ramp rack then as well. Because right now you're at capacity. That's really like you are at capacity, and there's 2 ways to fix that problem. You either increase capacity by getting like more equipment and trucks.
Well, yeah, I'm getting out of school soon, so I'm pretty much out of school. So that frees up me to work, but I mean I'm also gonna be doing estimates, but.
Well, yeah, and God forbid we make $4,000 in profit, and you spend $500 or $1,000 in ads, and you get a whole bunch of leads, and now you get more customers at a higher price, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I expected you'd say, but somehow it's different when you're actually telling it to me. I don't know.
The thing is, we always I understand, especially because you're still undecided somewhat on the school thing. The inclination is we should keep growing, but if you actually are going to step away from the business within the next few years, there's no reason to grow. You just want to extract as much profit as possible.
Okay.
And even if you do leave, you can now have a smaller business that is profitable that can actually incentivize the people to run it. That's boots on the ground.
Yeah. So I was talking to my dad. He was like what you have now is like there's no reason to, like, if you're losing money on a business, it's like worthless. But like, okay, if then over the next 10 weeks actually turn into something that's making some money, then there might be something there.
Like, I genuinely believe you could have it where you have 2 really solid employees that are working. Because, like, keep in mind, I don't really think it'd be a great move for you to depend on your labor to float the business during the summer. I would do like projects that keep yourself busy to just make extra money. Great. But like, I would try to keep, if I was you, to 2 employees once you leave.
Okay.
Your budget hour for capacity for mowing should basically be at that 60 to 70 budget hours. And once it's there, you raise prices no matter what.
Okay. All right. Oh, beautiful. I love the graphs. Yeah, it's like, all right. Oh, okay. I had a video idea for you. Okay. So you're a nice S supply and demand curve.
Yeah.
You can tell when you're on the phone with somebody who they're going to be usually. Yeah. You take the videos from a command center of like somebody with like a baby, like you can hear the baby screaming. They just had a baby. Automatic extra $10. Like you know they don't care. And then you have somebody who's like really haggling with you. You can because it'll help you like understand like what the supply and demand curve actually is. Like, these people don't care. You can charge them $1,000, they won't care. Yeah. And then these people, like, this is their only exercise for the year. Like you'd have to pay them for them to not do it.
Yeah, and even if you move, like, there's things you can still do work on the business. For example, like to reduce admin. So, for example, like we try to get people not to call in. Like we want them to be on our website checking out, right? Okay. And those are the type of optimizations you can still work on the business from afar. You just need to have guys boots on the ground. If you're not going to be there, to have massive incentives for profit.
Okay, and so I'm paying them $30 an hour right now. I feel it's gonna be pretty hard to get over that, but I don't know.
Yeah, because like you can't really do P for P right now because you haven't hit the rule of 25%. So the rule of 25% is like would assume that you're charging 120 per hour.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Right. So I would say though that it's like, hey, we got to raise prices. Like I already know if you're paying $30 an hour, what's your hourly rate? 70?
Yeah.
So you're like 40 something percent of the revenue going to them. The thing is, they're only 60 to 70% efficient. So like, then you cut it down again. Now all of a sudden there's like no margin for error whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so you can raise prices though, even if you could get it like, because if you raise prices on a $50 cut to say $70, right? That is a 20% increase. And that is likely going to move your hourly rate to almost $100. I believe that like next season, because we're not going to be trying to grow and you're getting 4 or 5 new customers a day or a week, you're simply going to raise prices again.
Yeah.
And like going into next season, you can't get a lot of customers. You're going to start every new customer at 120.
All right. And so last, like during the spring, it was like five people reaching out a day, which is good.
And that's why you've grown so much this year, all the way to 30,000 a month. But next year, Like, we're not going to be able to grow. We're at capacity.
Yeah.
So all your new customers, I would just put them right at the price you know you need, which technically, really, Gus, you need 120 an hour.
That's pretty much my plan. And so I feel like for door hangers, like that's the only way I know to like kind of actively get more customers. Well, I could experiment. I haven't done any Facebook stuff, but what I'm thinking is like when I do door hangers, people usually are more price sensitive. That's what I found. Like, it feels like if I put like a lower price on the door hanger, then they might have.
Facebook is worse.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
All right. So
the best is people that are searching for you and they find you like, oh,
yeah. Well, so that's why I love the Google business, because they go on it, they're looking for it. Then they read like 60 reviews of people like saying how great we are, and then by then it's already like in good shape. So when I'm doing door hanger, because I'm to try to keep things going. When I'm doing door hangers, well, should I still? I'm still do like a slightly lower rate, or should I put the higher like $100 an hour?
We don't need more customers. We got customers coming to us for free right now, and we're at capacity.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna actually go into profit mode, and have you heard me talk about profit mode versus growth mode, right?
Yeah.
If you're in profit mode, there is no advertising.
Okay.
Because we can't take more customers, and so any customer that comes in means we have to get rid of another one, and the only way to get rid of someone is to raise prices.
Okay.
So there's no reason to even think about advertising, and we're not spending any money on ads because we are in profit mode, which means no advertising, and we raise prices when we hit capacity. We do not extend capacity.
All right. So the only thing I'm worried about, but like, so I raise prices, we lose customers. So I've three guys working right now full time. If we lose customers, we don't have enough work for all of them. Would you say just let the So there's Uriel and his brother Jose. One thing I'm a little worried about is if I have them going, that like if one of them leaves, they're probably both going to leave, and then I'm like SOL. But if it's like two people who are like not kind of associated as much, then that might be a little safer. Or maybe it's better. It's like a family kind of.
Anytime you have two employees, like you're putting the business at risk, because especially if you're gone. Like the thing is, right now, like the reason I know you got to raise prices so bad is because you lost money and you were working still.
Yeah.
Right. And so like we got to raise prices significantly just to tread water and then be profitable without you contributing labor.
Mm-hmm.
And so whether you have the both of them or him and one other person doesn't really matter. Whenever you have two employees running your business, you are at massive risk, because if one of them leaves, 50% of your workforce just left.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you'd really have to come to grips with if you're going to leave the business, is if two of like one of them leaves and the other one leaves, your business is going to be sold in a week.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to be at peace with that. And the only way to come with peace to be at peace with that is to know that it's printing money. You're giving a big chunk of it to them. So they're like super incentivized to stay.
Yeah.
And then if they do leave, it was making money. I enjoyed it. And then I got to actually sell it for something, because the clients are all making a lot of profit.
Okay. So I'm in like a Philadelphia suburb, by the way. So like in Pennsylvania, just it doesn't sound crazy to be charging more than like a $55 average cut. Our average property is like either like 5,000 to 10,000 square feet.
Supply and demand, baby. If demand is higher and you're getting all these leads coming, you cannot sustain the work. Like your supply is low, your labor supply is low, then lower than the demand that's coming in, you raise price.
Okay, it's very simple. It's very simple. Okay,
but you will have to raise it significantly. Because you're paying them so much, and their efficiency isn't like out of this world incredible. Like if they were at 95, 100% efficiency, we could make, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
But they're not knocking out of the park. I would really, really try to emphasize 2 employees as your capacity. Anything above that, you raise prices. And if you're there this summer and you want to make extra money, do projects, let's go. Do some upsells, send out some one-click estimate emails. Cool. You like make some extra cash, great. But in terms of like making money for the business, it needs to be how many budget hours on the schedule for recurring.
Yeah.
Because those are coming in no matter what. And then they are all priced exactly where you want them to be. And you literally have to say, okay, when we hit above 100 customers, price increases no matter what. And then I would right from the get increase prices massively to new customers. Even if your close ratio goes on 15 or 20%, who cares?
Yeah. My close ratio right now is at like 36%.
Yeah. So you don't need customers. And so you need profit. And so the way to do that is raise price in existing, and anyone that comes in needs to be jacked through the roof in terms of price.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got it. I got a new one. It's $90 biweekly, 5,000 square feet. I'm like,
Let's go. Yeah,
that was
dude.
that was today. I tried it out. I was like, okay, this is
Yeah, man.
possible. Okay, so there's three. So sometimes I struggle, like things I personally struggle with are like communication, not procrastinating, and like being on time plate. Like so sometimes I'm like 5 minutes late to play. Like it's kind of like my I do it very frequently where I'm like 5 minutes late to somewhere. Sometimes I drop the ball on communicating with things, and like in school I'm really bad procrastinator. Like just that's my standard way of doing things. Like just wait until I have no other choice and do it. Which of those? How do you think you'd go about like, or what order would you try to fix those?
Why do you think why are you labeling it as bad?
Communication is bad. So sometimes like when I'll like I'm good at like talking to like meeting new people like mentors and stuff, and then sometimes I like just stop following up. I don't really know why, but it's like missed opportunities.
Like following up to estimates?
No, no, not with estimates. I mean, so like, well, sometimes with estimates and just in general, like it's very strange, but it's not ridiculously bad communication, but like I just feel like it's not 100%.
Who's telling you that?
I am. I just well, they're like when there's a lot of stuff coming in, maybe it's hard to get to it all. But
Don't worry about it. Like, look, there are horrible communicators that are super successful in family, in life, and in business. So just
okay,
look at the results. Just focus on the results. You can't change yourself without massive amounts of reps. So if you want to get
yeah,
better communication, put yourself in more situations where you need to communicate, right?
okay,
Put yourself in awkward situations, date people, go out with strangers, meet new people. You're going to school. That's a big reason why you go to college is for communication, right?
yeah,
So like, even if you don't learn anything in engineering, like you'll get better at these skills. So just embrace those
okay,
scenarios, because that's what will, if you want to get stronger, you go to the gym and you lift heavy things.
yeah,
If you want to get better communication skills, put yourself in the place where you're going to be communicating more, right?
hmm
And in terms of being late, it's like people will wait a very long time for important people. They can be as late as they want. So I would recommend just making a resume so good that like they would be thrilled if you're 5 minutes late. They could care less if you're an hour late. They just want to see you. And then it
yeah,
just becomes a matter of like, well, is it a matter of respect? And that's when it comes around like family and things like that. Like people don't feel respected if you don't respect their
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Right. That's just a matter of you will learn these skills. You're still young. I would not worry about this. Don't beat yourself up about it at all.
Okay. Well, yeah, if one thing is I'm capable of change. That's my motto. I'm able to change. So in time I will.
If the work is put in and the reps are done, change is inevitable.
Yes.
Cool. Well, hey, regardless of whether or not you go to school or not, like
Yeah.
I'm very confident, like you need to raise prices if you're going to be having $30 an hour labor.
hmm
And by doing that, you increase your budget hours. That'll make the efficiency score go up. And then if you
hmm
do end up leaving, I try to keep it to two people. As soon as you make three, you start creating lines and you need a manager pretty
hmm
badly. Whereas if there's two, they're kind of partners. They both get a piece of the pie in terms of profit. You can open up the books to them, but you need to make it where it's actually profitable so they actually care alike an owner would.
Okay.
So otherwise, they'll still just look at it as a dollar per hour labor, and they'll just run you dry because you're out of town.
Okay. All right. And so if I do end up selling it, well, I know you have videos, but if it's not profitable, you just go like just so I have two people I was talking to. They said they'd buy like a customer list.
Did they give you a price?
No, I'm talking to them on Wednesday.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
so
like
so
if I was you and someone gave you a good offer, I'd probably just take it. Because
okay.
like you got to figure out school. It's not like you're gonna make $1 million while you're in school with this part-time thing. Even if it's probably at best gonna make $5,000 a month in profit with you
Yeah.
not being there and me contribute, because they're gonna have to do all the overhead stuff, all the equipment maintenance, etc. It's just gonna distract you a lot from the business from school. You
Yeah.
might, in the best case scenario, come out of school with like $150,000 extra. Yes, that would be awesome. But also
hmm
that's best case scenario, assuming no one leaves. You don't have to rush back home because they both leave at the same time, or they both have a disagreement. And so I want you to get through school and focus on that part if that's what you want to do long term anyways. And then you can always go back and start again.
hmm
And you're only going from, right now 30,000 a month. You'll get back to that in one season if you ever decide to start again.
Yeah.
Because now you have
Okay.
the skills.
Okay. How much do you think would be a good price for like 100 lawns?
How much in mowing out of that 30,000 is it? It's like 24 of it is mowing.
No, like 20.
20. Okay. And there's 90 right now, you said?
Yeah, well, it was 90. Now it's up to 97. So the 20,000 was from 90, and so it's up like what, 11%.
Like personally, I would buy it for $20,000 because I wouldn't want to spend more than double my average customer acquisition cost of 100. Now, if they, how I would be pitching this if I was you is try to get 30 grand at least for the customer list.
Okay.
That would be a good deal for them still. They'd be paying a little bit of a premium. And then how you're not going to go the route of customer acquisition cost. Don't do that. That's how you get a low price when you're trying to buy. You don't talk about that. What you're going to talk about is like, hey, we made $20,000 in revenue last month. I'm going to sell these to you for 30. In a month and a half, you're going to get all the revenue back.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. That's how you're going to pitch it. But if you're ever buying from someone, you look at the customer acquisition cost, you deduct out a percentage of people that are going to leave anyways, and you come up with a real number. But if you got 30 grand for these people, I would probably just take it if I was you.
Okay. Yeah.
If you get more, if you can get 35 or 40, then you're crushing it.
Done. Yeah. And then, and so then I have trucks too and the equipment. If I'd sell that, I'd probably maybe get up to like 45 or something.
Yeah. And you got a bunch of experience. And again, what's taken you 3-4 years, you would do in 6 months if you ever started business again. So you've learned, like, there's a huge amount of benefit. It's not like it's a waste or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. The one that, last year I did get into the trap. I was like, oh, I'm learning. It's okay that I'm not making money.
All right.
But then it became kind of weak. Like,
cool, man. All right. Well, best of luck to you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much.
You got it, man. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.